Hi, welcome back to Future Fast. And once again, we have Hannah with us today to talk about her future perspective. And before that, if you're here for the first time, I really urge you to go back and listen to two of her conversations. It's been amazing, particularly the second one where she talks in detail about the hemp and the industry and the product and the whole opportunity in that space that's kind of waiting to be unlocked. And apart from that, if you have not subscribed to Future Fast, please do it right now. And once again, let's dive in. Hannah, thank you so much for being part of this conversation. And
Welcome.
so, what's your take on future?
Well, like, what's the future? No, like I work with hemp because I think it's a solution for like nowadays problem. Yeah, because it's such a versatile plant, can be used for medicine, but besides of medicine, also for like high nutrition value kind of seed it has. It can be the stem can be used for fiber for clothes, but also for insulation materials, for paper, for when micronizing for plastic and biocomposites. And the shives can be used not only for bedding or horticulture mulch, but also for construction of the houses. Very kind of carbon negative houses where which has like good breathability, so and good insulation properties. So the house does not really healthy for living, but it's also very comfortable because you don't need to heat it too much. You don't need to use too much air conditioning in the summer, because just keep the temperature very equal during all year inside.
Yeah, I guess otherwise, to the majority of the world, hemp is either being medicinal or recreational, and none of what you actually spoke about. So I think, yes, in that perspective, it is required. So, how do you see? Obviously, Europe is a little ahead of the curve. I think Canada is quite ahead. But do you think there is more happening out of Canada beyond recreation? There were a lot of arguments that it's kind of people just got carried away more on recreation than looking at other purpose of. So how do you see that?
No. Like Canada is the biggest kingdom of the hemp seed production from 90s. They have the best organized Canadian Hemp Alliance. They have data. They are super organized. They are really like working like highly professionally. Probably the best professional hemp association around the world. It's the Canadian Hemp Trade Alliance. Really, it's well managed, and they grow so fast because when US couldn't grow hemp seeds, Canada could, and they imported the hemp seeds from Finland, which are the seeds which can be harvested by regular combines, and they supplied the seeds to all demand for the superfood and high nutrition value products in US. So this was their business model. Now they're getting more into the fiber, but because of the lack of their like short vegetation period, because they're quite north, they still working with the varieties. They building up the capacities for the decortication and processing. So they are a little bit like much like behind the Europe on that fiber side, but on the food side, they are definitely kingdom of the America for like seeds production. They grow around like 40,000 hectares.
Wow. Okay.
Just for seed.
Right.
So, but like US, it's also big, yeah. So the market in US, like it's big, and you can find the hemp hearts or hemp oil pretty everywhere in US, like in the big stores and big chains. So
Yeah. But most of their adoption are medicine and food, right? But other
no food
adoptions
they
are.
started. They started food. Now when the US became such a like cannabis grown country, they legalized it because it wasn't really like working for them. Like they're very connected with US, so but they are too small to take it on like the state levels because it's just like I don't know, like 13 million people, yeah. So it will not make sense to do it on like state level, so they do it on the federal level, on the national level, and they did it. And they also, like, we have to keep in mind that they very highly control the alcohol on the national level. So for them, control another substance as a cannabis wasn't pretty difficult, yeah. Wasn't difficult for them. Oh, we have already like this, like, you know, like if you want to import the alcohol to US, to Canada, you need to ask for state license, you know, and they need to give you permit, you know. So it's a country with a high level national control. So for them, if they decided, oh, we go benefit from them, it's going to bring some, you know, they didn't do it for good people, yeah, of course. So or maybe some of arguments was like, okay, like we don't want to like punish people for like growing weed. Yeah, that's probably also correct decision. But I think the most powerful decision was like we don't want people from Canada going for the weed in the US. Yeah, so we better let them buy it here and get some money out of it.
Right. So, how do you see the uh, things evolving going forward in terms of uh, if you have to make some predictions in this space, right? What would your predictions be?
In which part of the world?
Any part of the world. I mean, you could.
That's very different. That's very different. Yeah, because every part of the different is different stage of development. And I think in Europe we can expect like more people investing money in processing because there is demand, there is not enough material. So it's pretty
Right.
clear here because European Union having this Green Deal, they putting a lot of money in everything like green. In US, similar situation, but they are much more behind. So they need to understand that they need to start look outside of the US, which is the more difficult part for every American, be able
Correct.
to understand I cannot figure it out on my own. Even if I have a lot of money, I need people from abroad to tell me how to do it.
Mm.
Yeah. So this is like a little bit like challenging for everybody in US right now. So they trying to figure it out on their own and they don't really trying to they 5 years trying to figure it out on their own. There is like not any like scientific like project between Europe and US that they will just like move the know-how. I don't understand why, but whatever, good luck. It's going to probably take a little bit longer, but and it's probably going to cost people a lot of money but it's American way. You throw the money, you see what's happened, right? So they have money, so good luck. Canada is going more to commercialization of the fiber after they did a lot of on the food. So Canada doing great. There is a lot of science behind, very good
Mm-hmm.
science.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Polish guy from working at the university in Toronto. There is Carmichael, a lot of like very, very good scientists, very good scientists. Yeah, very, very excellent work in Canada.
Maybe
Scientists.
you want to
Supported.
talk about few of those guys who are actually impacting on this.
Yeah, sure. So there is this Karel Martel. He does the interesting project. He developing the material from hemp, which can work as a battery. So
Battery.
he actually created the hemp brick, which can charge your iPhone. Isn't it cool?
I mean, no. Just a step back. So he's got a battery which stores energy.
No. He created hemp brick, all hemp.
Which
brick.
generates energy, you're saying?
No, generate. You can
It
charge
it, and it stores. Okay, and
Stores.
from there you can use it as a okay, and okay, and
So
this
that's
is only
interesting.
hemp.
And he has,
No other chemicals.
And I don't know. You have to Karel Martel. You have to look to his videos and presentation
Okay.
online. You will understand. I'm
But
not like I'm
is it a
far.
research or is it a commercialized already?
No, he's a research. He's research.
Okay.
He's all research, but he research like many different kinds of material what can be used from hemp and something else for different
Very
uses.
interesting.
He has
Okay.
like a bunch of them. He always
Okay.
travel with little box where he has little pieces of different materials. Very cool. I love this guy. Very good, like also like teacher. He teach at the university, so he's a
Right.
good guy to listen. Yeah.
Okay.
And there is a Jan Slaski, this Polish guy. He works with the fiber processing development and fiber uses
In
development.
Canada
Yeah,
itself?
in Canada. But
So it
he's
looks like
there a lot.
Canada has become a big magnet for all these people.
Well, there's many people everywhere. Yeah, but like Canada, they have like good support for the science on hemp. Yeah, because they understand the potential. So let's call it this way. There is many people also in the US working on fiber for textile, and they are also great, like Guy Carpenter, and like we can put some links under the video later. And there are many people interesting also in Europe, yeah, doing like biocomposites. Like basically the hemp industry in Europe started with biocomposites for car industry. Yeah.
Oh,
If the car industry wasn't interested in hemp fiber, I'm not sure we will have such a developed hemp industry nowadays. Yeah. And the paper industry. And there is a lot of happening in New Zealand, but it's a little bit isolated, but they're doing great. They have their own association, own processing, own contract with the European producers of seeds for their own multiplication. There is Australia doing a lot of on hemp food and also on the hemp processing. They also build the houses there.
oh,
Yeah, and there is not much happening in Africa, unfortunately, yet, because probably also lack of the varieties, because as I mentioned before, like the hemp, it's a photosensitive plant, so it needs like long day in the summer and short day in the winter, kind of, which brings long days in the summer, right? And because if the days are short, it starts flowering. So in the Africa, we don't have the right varieties for this like tropical uh, latitudes yet with low THC. Of course, they have their marijuana, but marijuana
yeah.
still has like different law that's like industrial hemp. There is a lot of happening in South America, Argentina doing a lot of trials on the big scale with all the European varieties, Chile, Colombia legalized it many years ago for medical and CBD. Uruguay already has the dispensaries. Yeah, so Paraguay grows tea long time, 2 years already. So it's a lot of happening there. There's this Latin American hemp association, so people can follow if they're interested. It's also a long history of hemp use in Chile,
Oh,
very long. I wasn't
okay.
like aware about that, but very interesting. No, and then we have like all the Asia, right? So
What
Asia,
about
Thailand
Russia?
legalized. Russia does
No?
it their own way. They do
Okay.
it. They do it.
Okay.
They do it.
Okay.
They do it. It's supported by the government. They do it, but the traditional way, they produce seeds mostly for animal, because it was previously before like this big boom of hemp industry started. We always use hemp for animal
Oh,
bird seed
okay.
in the you
Feed.
go to these like birds, like you have these like pájaros, no, this like birds home in some, so you feed them some and you always give them some hemp seeds too, from the mix you buy somewhere in the animal shop. And then Russia,
Yeah.
of course, they have this traditional fiber. They do robes. They do kind of like rough fabrics. They don't do any high class textile yet, but they do. They do products. Yeah, they do. But
Who does the good textile in hemp? Where is it
China,
come? China?
China,
Wow. Okay.
only
Hmm.
China mostly exclusive produce the hemp textile on the large scale right now. Only
Mhm.
country in the world. If we call it like large scale, yeah, like
Right.
there is
Wonderful.
it.
Okay. Wonderful.
And I've been there. I saw it. It was like
Okay.
They thought large scale. I was like thinking, okay, few machines, but it was like 100 machines in the line. I was like, what? You
Wow.
couldn't see the end. It was like
And they grow for it?
yeah, they grow. They have like two regions where they grow.
Wow.
The
Okay.
northeast, and the south.
Yeah, in China,
And
agriculture is all industrial agriculture, so government
yeah,
runs it.
they grow, and they have own varieties. They have also varieties for subtropical and tropical, because the south region is a little bit like subtropical. So some of their varieties can grow somewhere else in the tropical, but there's a little bit problem with like the official export of Chinese varieties out of China. It's not really in compliance with the Chinese government.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so in US they import a lot of Chinese varieties.
Well, China, since late 60s and 70s, they did a lot of agriculture produce out of Africa. So
Mhm.
they did not try hemp growing out of Africa. Oh,
I don't know
interesting.
much about like Africa
Okay,
hemp in the history. I'm sorry.
okay.
There was
No,
probably some, but like probably
well,
just scraps
China
them.
took their own breed of rice and many things into growing out of Africa. So if they
Yeah,
tried doing this with
that's
hemp also.
possible. That's possible that they took it from there historically. But uh in the studies you find that like origin of hemp plant, it's in Central Asia. So or Middle
Right.
East Asia. So
Mm.
so it's probably China, India, somewhere there. Yeah.
Okay, so India, you were about to say what's the future of hemp in India?
Yeah, there is like all these Asian countries. Yeah, so Thailand already regulated, opened the market. That's great. They don't kill people anymore for marijuana. It's like big shift. Yeah, so you see, if the
Mm.
government wants, they can do it. In India, nobody kill people for cannabis, but you still don't use the the potential. Yeah, so so I see the future of hemp actually in these Middle East countries, because they're, imagine like South America, they have to figure out the varieties. You have them.
Mm.
You don't
Mm.
need to figure out how to plant. Like it grows there. Like
Right.
so this is what we do in Nepal. We just harvest wild hemp. We build the houses from wild hemp. It's like cost a lot of effort, because we have to go on the mountains, contract small farmers. They bring us the material,
Mm. Mm.
and then it's a little bit cost ineffective. Bring this material from the mountains uh, in like west from Kathmandu to process it in Janakpur, like 6 hours or maybe more, like by like roads like that, yeah. And then process it there to be able to build houses in Janakpur, which is the most poor region in Kathmandu. So we decided to locate ourselves there. And with my colleagues, they have a company called Shift uh, Innovation, I think, and they build the houses from wild hemp. They also do the textile products. They also do products for, because their father has a hospital, so they produce the also some Ayurveda massage oils for the hospital against pain. Works very well. Many patients coming back, and they build the houses. So
Mm. Mm.
and they usually hempcrete you mix with the hemp shives, the wooden part of the hemp straw, with the lime and water and some binder, mineral binder.
So that's used like cementing between the
No,
hemp brick.
mineral binder. It's a mix of 5 6 ingredients, different minerals, which
Mhm.
hold it all together. But nobody tells you exact recipe, because it's kind of a secret of every producer of the binder.
Right.
But like in India, in Nepal, we use just the hemp shives with the clay and with a
Mhm.
little bit of the hemp brick powder. Of the brick, like we crush the regular bricks to the
Okay.
powder, we put it there, and we build it nice houses also. So you don't need to have like lime and expensive binder to build houses in India. Yeah, the standards is different, and the house still nicely breathe, nicely isolate, holds together, protect the people against like rain and heat, and give us shelter. Yeah, the most important is to give a shelter to the people. Yeah.
Right.
So the standards in India, we can really like build thousands of houses very easily, because also there is like nothing really the people cannot touch. Yeah, the people can like just
Correct.
with own hands mixing it. Yeah, we was doing it with own hands, like with like no really any even like mixer. We was just mixing it by hand.
True.
And like doing the clay also by our feet. So it was like easy project. There is a lot of references on the webpage of this like Nepali company of, and Diraj does a lot of training, so people can come to Nepal to do some training. Or Diraj has a wife from India, so they can maybe organize some workshop in India. People interested, and it's interesting process. So, but like now we would like to shift from collecting the wild hemp somewhere, yeah, and paying a lot of money to move it an efficient way, yeah, because it still occupy a lot of space but waste nothing, yeah. So we want to grow in Janakpur, and so I want to go there in September, October, probably October, November, more prepare the project for the spring, and we will start next year hopefully to grow on the regular fields, to be able to give people work on the local area, give them job to process it, give them job to build it, and finally create better houses, because there is everything from concrete. It's like looking horrible.
Yeah.
So, and it's not really, the heat, you cannot really live inside, like so and this is really like great protection against heat. Yeah, we built a hemp house in the small village for some widows with four kids, and now the house of hers like became the central capital house of the village, where like weddings are happening and gatherings are happening, and because it's really cool. Yeah, in the summer it's like you can stay there. Yeah, so it's like really nice environment to gather people. Yeah, it's also big. Yeah, we make like big group. So we make we donate the house, but like we said, like you donate the house, but like you need to clean the village. So the people clean the village from all the ways, which is also great benefit. So yeah, because like building the sustainable houses in the very like dirty villages also not really goes together. So we kind of give the conditions.
Right.
What you can do for us, clean the village. We place here this nice house, and they did.
Wonderful.
So we did like the frames from for the building. We did from bamboo, so there was like people doing the nets from bamboo, on the side. It was cool. I really like it. So I think this can be scale up, this can be professionalized, this can already approved, but we need the way how to grow. We need to have like right varieties. We need the governments to establish the agencies. Basically the best way how to do it. What I learned is what happened in Argentina and before in Uruguay. Basically, when the government decides to go ahead with the cannabis topic, they create own agency. And there they put people who willing to work on that topic, are responsible for the topic, and have expertise for the topic, or can hire them. But it's like agency for this topic, because what we're facing still even like now in Europe, or me in Czech Republic, that even we make the law, working on implementation is difficult, because the different parts of the government, they are not really happy with that. Or they always against something, because it's like extra work for them. It's like new, they don't know, they don't want to work for it. It's like creating not really. But if you create the agency, which is responsible to move it forward, which is responsible to do it, which has some goals, some timelines, some budget also, of course, there's some government budget important, some people, and some professionals who run in favor of this topic, then the things really move fast. I saw it in Uruguay, and I saw it now in Argentina. That's the best way ever to do it, the most efficient. So I recommend every new country, if they want to move with cannabis topic, create an agency and put there medical, industrial, because it's one plant, it goes together. It's important that these people talking to each other and finding overlayers and like distinctions and like, but still talking to each other because it's still one plant. In the end, it's a one plant. One day, hopefully, we will not have any ban on any cultivation of cannabis because it's nonsense from my point of view. Yeah, it's always been here for thousands of years. The cannabis plant was here with human beings. Then stupid few people came together, decided banned it, and now we have so much problems. We have like footage of people and problems where to find the natural sources for our sustainability. Oh. So maybe like we have to think about like our past somehow.
So Hannah, what's your prediction on by when do you see every government will open it up, as in no country banning it? By when do you see that happen?
I don't know. I really see. I would like I see it happen. Like I see it already happening. Like it's happening already. I live that. Last 20 years
So
I lived that. It's
correct.
coming.
So
But like when all I don't know. It's like really depends on like like spirit of the people. If the
so
spirit
5 years, 10 years, 15 years. What do you think? Just you travel
well,
everywhere. You've seen North America to South America to Australia to Asia. So when do you see
10
this
years.
happening? 10 years?
10 years.
Okay.
Yeah, it's also a question of the working on the United Nations level because they still kind of holding this single convention together. And like there is a lot of
Well,
African countries against that.
no, but EU and North America and all have significant influence over UN. So all these places are
No,
freeing up.
no, no,
So
no, 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 no.
no,
Only influence of the UN, it's US.
but US is
When
opening up.
UN,
So
no, 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 they don't opening up. They're playing this two game face game. They opening up. On the other hand, they still hold like federally illegal. It's the kind of nonsense. Yes. So when US federally legalize cannabis, it will be the best shift ever for. Okay, forgot about UN legal convention, but it didn't happen yet.
so maybe 3 years, 5 years at best.
No, let's see after election. I tell you, yeah.
All right.
Really depends. Really depends.
So
Really
that's
depends.
next
I
year
don't think
then.
Democrats.
So,
I don't think Democrats will do it. Democrats will never do it because they have money in the oil and all these like dirty stuff. Democrats will never do it. And I don't think like I don't know like who from
I
Republican
don't know. I
will
think it would
support.
be hard to say Republican or Democrat because there were things which Republican was for, and now it's the other way. So I think things change. Things do
Yeah.
change.
Hopefully, let's hope
But
for change. I don't know what the change can be because like politics are very difficult to understand somehow. So I'm just like working on my project, bringing the good experience and good practice in place so people can learn and see what's that's already happening. And once they decided to be part of that, they can join. That's
wonderful.
my strategy.
So do you want to give a closing statement? Something you want to say before we
Yeah,
close to our
yeah,
audience and
yeah, yeah,
listeners?
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I want to say and share with your audience because they mostly from India that I would be more than happy to go to India and help establish the functioning industry in India. And yeah, it will be great. I would like to spend my from anytime 50 plus when I'm done with my European job. I would like to live rest of my life in India and helping establish the hemp industry there. And I see the big potential, and I see also with like hardworking people in India and a lot of good agricultural experience in India, and a lot of textile industry in India, and all the big industry also, and all the good tech in India. Basically, I think that India has the best conditions to become really economic stable if they do one agency for cannabis. So hopefully somebody will listen to that and people or whatever. Just like think about that, because it's moving everywhere. It's happening everywhere in the world. So it's not like just a trendy thing. It's like trend last 60 years. So since
Correct.
like they banned it, we still like trying to figure it out. Yeah. And in India they really have it till 85, like nobody really cares. Yeah, but they're expired the 25 years from banned, kind of the time that they was forced to do something against that. So they started, and it's like very nasty. Yeah, so it should like government should not work against own people who planting something which was grown there traditionally, which is part of your culture, of your Ayurveda, of your of your
Right.
religion. It's like really. So I hope like somebody in the government rethink, and with all this like new knowledge of the opportunities for the economy and the bioeconomy and the natural sources what you can produce,
Correct.
will somehow put it together the agency which will make it happen. And I will be very happy to share my experience and be invited to be part of that.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And hope something happens soon in that direction. And thank you so much once again, Hannah. And this
Yeah,
was wonderful. And to the audience and listeners, I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And please do look up all the links given right below this podcast. Do follow Hannah's work. And also, there are other links that you can look up and follow. And keep coming back to Future Fast. If you've not yet subscribed, subscribe now. And please feel free to share this, spread the word. And till next time, enjoy the ride. Thank you so much. Hannah, once again, thank you so much.